all paternity tests are negative.
What? Only 30% are negative. You see, thank you for justifying what I'm saying. I'm not even guessing anymore. As per statistics, statistically speaking, 70% of men in today's society are not raising their own kids. Not even Kenyan, but worldwide. Which means Kenya, it's way worse. We're talking about 85%. Si watoto wako. Especially kama unaishi umo. Na paipu.
Hey, yo.
Especially paipu.
Mbona unasema hivyo? Paipu. Pale paipu.
Pale paipu. Ukihata nini unakanyaga mefi. Paipu. Acha nikwambie. This is the worst thing about pipeline. And the best. Kuna wakamba wengi.
Wow. Why is it the best?
Well,
and why is it the worst?
The best cause utaikuwa dry spell.
Wow. Let me
the worst. Check the worst sababu jirani yako hataikuwa dry spell.
Let's start there. Who said these stereotypes are really true?
Yo, listen. Statistically speaking,
the stereotypes.
Are you speaking because you belong? You know you belong. So maybe.
So let me.
See, unidentified you anajiangalia kwa kioo.
Labda kujijua.
That's me and my people.
Look, I know this is a trio, but y'all don't tag team me like that.
So, hey, yo.
We didn't.
This ain't a three-way like that.
Never ever.
Pause.
Never ever.
Listen, acha nikwambie. As a young warthog, I have been in, not lived, but been through paipu. When I say through paipu, si ati nilipita. But nilipitia. Na nikapitia. And this is the thing. In pipeline, if you ever walk around, the wives are hotter than the girls. Yeah, like, so, this is why I say it's bad that kuna wakamba wengi. Okay? You see cows before kamtoto kanakaanga tu kamekauka. Nageti hadi kanateseka na maisha. After kamtoto kamoja. And I'm not dissing no kamba women. After kamtoto kamoja, the calves come in. Hadi anakuwa lighter skinned. And again ile kala ya maembe. Unajua? She's there wearing short dresses. Ameadopt culture sasa ya Nairobi. Looking peng. And you're there just looking, comparing. Sianda or none. And then you just find yourself with somebody's wife who's very available. And that is how pipeline generates more pretty girls. Because the pretty women are making way more babies than the ugly ones.
So if you're talking about people's wives being so available, this actually is so direct to our topic.
Of course. Of course.
How do we...
And I still feel, I'm not offended, but I still feel offended.
Why?
Why?
Are you talking about women like that?
No, mi naongelea wakamba.
Hey, it's part of women like that.
No, mi naongelea wakamba. Why do you feel offended?
That's a stereotype for me or to me.
Stereotypically, statistically speaking.
And to so many.
Statistically speaking, it is not a stereotype if the numbers back it up. Right? Am I wrong? If the numbers back it up, it is no longer a stereotype but a fact. And he said it. 70% of all paternity tests turn out that this person is not the father.
No, 30% come out negative.
Kambas love sex, Kikuyus love money, Luos love posh lifestyle, Kisis are what?
Achana na wakisi.
Ugali eaters.
Kisis are into witchcraft. Luyas
are
watchmen.
Masais are what?
Masais
wanauzanga herbs.
Carry weapons.
Must be nice though. Like uko tu na rungu tu na kidaga tu. Everywhere. I don't need to use my fist. Naweza kupiga rungu bro, like but not like that.
This is a society. Do you feel like it's okay us living in such a society?
Yeah.
Of such stereotypes. Yeah.
I think it's not okay, but I think at the core of each one of us, it comes up
from truth.
It comes up when we're leading from a point of tribalism.
No.
So, for example,
It is.
It's not
No,
tribalism, more
just
truth.
No, it's my example.
Okay.
And I hate to say this
Mm-hmm.
because I corrected her, but when I was young,
Mm-hmm.
my mom used to, you do something. I won't go into the specifics, but you do something and she'd be like, "Unafanya hivi kwani weni?"
Mkamba.
Dash, and now from there, if I would allow it, me, I would learn it and accept it and continue with it, and then my generation like that. I think it's just learned trauma. Yeah.
And I feel like it has traumatized a lot of people.
Yeah, and that's why it mostly happens in universities where, let's say umezaliwa Western, umesomea primary, secondary huko, but university umekuja UN.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where like now tribalism is.
I don't
Because you
Ni kienyeji.
yeah, you umezoea kuambiwa Wasapere, Okuyu,
Ni this.
Wakamba,
Ni this.
Wamasai,
Ni
Waluya,
this.
yeah.
Yeah. And that's why I was proposing a legislature, okay, in Kenya. Nobody gets to marry their own tribe. Like, we should actually make it like a, not law, but suggestion. As a national thing,
Why do we have tribes anyway?
because they exist.
Come on.
We speak differently, we experience culture differently. The point is not to ignore the tribes or our differences in culture. The point is to embrace them. And the fact that what he was saying is we are isolated from each other geographically, okay, to such an extent that you can create stereotypes without necessarily having had the person you're creating a stereotype in their mind having experienced
You already
the
judged
people. You've already judged people he doesn't know. So you're creating a perception of this person that they have no personal judgment of. They have no personal interactions with. So when they meet them, it's a prejudiced mindset that they employ in interacting with this person. Unaget? Ni kama kusema mademu wote wa Jaka ni maong'ongo.
False.
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 But
I saw that coming.
okay, is it based in some level of truth?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah.
We're not confirming.
We are neither denying,
Yeah,
neither
maybe.
confirming.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay,
You know.
okay.
Yeah.
In the same breath, unaweza sema mademu wa Jaka wengi they have nice ass, nice body. But then the Lord, bro, the Lord was like, I shall neutralize this fact.
Let me humble you.
Let me humble
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Anakupatia uso ya omolo. Na mwili ya akinyi. Uko hapo unakaa akinyolo.
Oh man. Victims of
But I
man.
agree with both of you. I feel like if you speak about it geographically,
Yeah.
it will have a very positive impact to our society, to us as a people. But
And
I
you
don't
see-
feel like Africans, because today, I think it is today, today I was shocked actually. I was discussing about where Nigerians right now are eating, nona the mchele mbaya zenye tunatupanga, the brown ones and the dirty
Zile
looking ones.
unachagua.
Yeah, the ones you can't eat, they're now consuming that because of the high cost
Poverty.
of living.
Oh.
And I was discussing about different foods we have in western parts of Africa. I mean, you've seen them eating porcupines,
Snails.
snakes, snails.
Mosquito burgers.
Mosquito burgers is in Uganda.
Oh. Shout out to them.
Man.
Would you try it?
Nah.
Some seasoning, some
They
spices.
even eat grasshoppers. Maria was telling us.
Unakaranga.
Manze kama njugu. They imagine kama njugu. You know that?
Yeah.
You've tried them?
Yeah.
You've tried them?
No, I haven't tried, but
You've
I've
eaten
seen
grasshopper?
No.
You've never been
In
in a
UG I
suka?
saw, but I was like, nah. I didn't try.
So what did you try in
Tried,
Uchi?
it's okay.
I tried,
Me, I've
Waraji,
tried something
of
in,
course,
in
waraji,
Waraji.
kokoniso.
Yeah. You know
Waraji.
Kenyans call it waragi.
Yes, waraji.
It's waraji.
Waraji kokoniso.
Yeah.
I tried the groundnut soup
Mm-hmm.
with the matoke and the fish.
The matoke with the peanut sauce.
Yeah.
Of course, of
and
course.
I tried.
Tell me you tried the ugali yao. The stretchy ugali, mhogo yams,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I had that.
definitely.
and fish.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah.
And the nightlife.
The nightlife
Nuts.
is
Yo.
like Kenya
I love
can't even
to-
compare, bro.
Yo,
No
this
offense.
is why,
Lie.
this
Yeah.
is why when people ask me why I don't like going clubbing,
Mhm.
it's because man.
Yeah.
Nowadays, people dress up nicely. You go to the club the whole night, like a shorty like Joby is on her seat, just moving like this with her drink.
People are
Yeah.
not dancing.
Yo,
Tell him.
UG
I
bana
know.
people sweat.
Check.
Na
People
ni
are
saa
not
tisa,
dancing.
bro.
Ushaisuguliwa na mademo waine wenye ujuu.
I feel like club
man.
culture siku hizi imekuwa broken kwa sababu ukienda kusimama kwa club una dance.
Utosona
People,
kuangalia.
people look at
Judge.
you and start judge
I
you
don't
like she's
care.
drunk, he drunk.
You know how
She's
So-
just having fun.
like one of the best things that I've ever seen is when you're in like an event or a club
Inebriated.
somewhere, and then you just see someone, and it's mostly chicks,
Yeah.
just dancing like she's alone.
Like,
no
she
one
can't
is
see
watching her.
nobody
Ah,
exists.
bro, I
It's
love
just
seeing
her.
that. Like-
Idea could you speak.
Come on.
You know.
But I was saying, I don't feel like Africans are ready to embrace that,
To embrace what?
the geography.
We are.
Like integration.
Integration. We are.
Prefer,
Integration, like to
yeah,
accept
what's it?
tribalism.
Yeah. Like to create the geography. Because a lot I'm talking about Nigeria, discussing about the
We're
foods.
not yet there, bro.
I discovered that in Nigeria, Kit was the one telling me this. In Nigeria, due to they have 256
Tribes.
tribes.
Yeah, they are there. When
There's some tribes don't eat the other tribes' food.
Yeah.
Like imagine like the way Kenya has we love ugali the whole country.
Yeah.
Without it being tribalistic. Imagine some people can't eat fufu, igusi,
Yeah.
some people can't eat
Jollof.
now the jollof
Egusi.
rice. Imagine. So
But
it's, I
yo.
feel like with that
Yeah.
being applied like that, and what also tribalism has done, like 2007 occasion.
Exactly.
So
and
much.
it's so deeply rooted, and you see us, we're operating from an ignorant point of urban settlements.
But can I let me put it
Like
Let me-
where you're Kamlish. Like it's very rare, easy area. You meet someone like yo, neto anitecha. Ani ingine the messenger. No your ID? Peter. You ingine ukonyo ni wapi, you know.
Oh,
But
yeah.
you need to think of it this way. Politics. That's what they
Politics.
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 Yes. Thank
And
you.
when you remove yourself from the cities, Nairobi, Mombasa, you now
It's concentrated.
Ah.
Yeah, I get you. But can I tell you something?
we're still very deeply rooted.
In the same breath of you saying that,
Yeah.
you justify the point of it's the segregation. The people that rule over a certain community thrive by keeping that community segregated from the rest so that they can sell narrative ya watu wetu.
Yeah.
And when you talk about Nigeria, I feel like the only cure to whatever they're going through is literally integration. Okay? Because if I can't eat your food, it means that I have a negative perception about your culture.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you're talking about, Kambas. You know, when you say
Ah,
Kamba, it's true.
You see,
It is the same
not,
thing.
It is not segregation. Let me tell you, the whole of Kenya loves Kamba women.
Okay, Kamlesh, it's okay. But do you think about, because I think when you look at Africans, we shall get to our topics. We've diverse kidogo.
We have not even diverse. This is literally leading to the baby daddy culture. This is literally leading. Fidelity is a norm, and people feel proprietor of this seed.
Before I forget my point.
Okay.
So I'm saying, don't you feel, if you're saying that whatever you're saying about Kambas is not segregation, you call it, right? If you're saying it's not it, wait, if you're saying it's not it,
Yeah.
what do you think, or what do you think literally the Kambas feel when they hear this kind of stereotypes created about them? Because yes, the whole Kenya loves them, but there's how Africans, and I say this with 100% sure of what I'm saying, we beat our chests due to where we come from tribalistically.
So
I mean, perfect example, Luos. Luos
Oh.
are very proud to be
Mwah.
Luos. You've seen,
love.
It's a
It's all love.
it's
It's all
not
love.
a
It's all love.
stereotype. It is
But it's
literally
reality.
It
No,
is.
but
But it's a
still
stereotype.
It's a stereotype.
Scientifically,
hey,
Stereotypically,
it's a
At the
stereotype
same
that's
time,
true.
I don't feel like me coming from a Luo tribe, like that's how we are, you know. So it's not. This is how I feel. If you say, "Oh, Luos are like this," Luo are like this, I'm not supposed to take
No,
it
it's-
tribalistically, even for it to affect me. It's not supposed to affect me, but I'm like, why do you have this perception about this kind of
so
people?
let me ask you a question,
Okay.
and this is my question. Why do you perceive the stereotypes negatively?
They are positive and they are negative.
No. If they are positive,
There
why
are
do
positive ones
no.
and negative
If
ones.
let's assume Luos are proud and boisterous people, right? Why perceive that negatively?
Okay.
Embrace it, run
Fine,
with it.
fine.
When we say,
Let me
when we
answer
say,
you.
yeah, when we say, hey, cukes love money, why look at it negatively?
Okay.
Run me that check.
Write me that check. When we say kaos wanapenda lipunda, I look at it negatively. Okay? When we say Luyas love eating ugali, why look at it negatively? Be proud. Tukisema Wamasai wanabeba rungu na wanashinda na mangombe. Do you know how much, if you have 60 cows in Kenya right now, how much money you got? We stereotypically, okay, put each other in boxes. But if you look at that, tukisema wakale ni athletes, are we wrong?
Let me answer you.
But if you look at it like, wase wanasema si ukimbia,
Let me
that is the
answer
only
you.
thing we do.
Fine. We have the positive perspective of it and the negative perspective of it.
Yeah.
But at what percentage and how many? What is the percentage of the people who literally speak the positive
Yeah.
perception of others?
Yeah.
Each other's tribe. Do you not get?
Yeah.
Like how many times do we compliment each other? If you go literally on social media, you'll always meet memes about different tribes. So how often do we compliment each other?
I think
In person.
the best way
No,
is
we
to,
don't.
is to apply it using humor.
Of course.
Which is why like the guys will be sitting and after someone does something out of OMPC.
Exactly.
You know, like it's you
But
won't
it's
take
not-
offense.
I was making a joke the other day, and it was because I realized my closest friends wote ni Wakisii. Like nilijipata tu na Wakisii watupu. And I'm like, nini mbaya na nyinyi?
Nini bana wewe?
No, but I can't put it like that. Unaget, maybe mimi ni Mkisii na sijui. But maybe my father alicheza.
But yeah,
Inaitwa nyaki mincha.
personally, I feel like
So if you-
the assumptions, whatever, positive or negative, should be dropped. Just compliment
No.
people as a whole. Just say women who look like this and this and this. You don't
But
have to come.
that's stereotypical as well. If I
It
say
doesn't come with the
if I
tribe.
say
based-
but that's basically substitution. We are substituting
Yo, hey,
one
that
thing
shorty-
for another.
You remember that shorty who had the big like
Nyash.
hey, kwa nini mjaka?
Of course ni Mjaka.
You know, that's the
You know,
still-
ama ni Mluya, ama ni Mkisii. Ama ni Itaita.
That's my thoughts on it, man. I
I
feel
get
like
you.
nah.
Me, I just think we need to apply it with humor.
I feel like we need to accept it and look at it positively.
With humor.
And then, exactly, with humor. And then, we should actually make an effort as Kenyan people to marry outside our tribe. To date,
Africans.
not even marry.
Africans.
Yeah. As Africans, right? To date and experience other cultures.
That's why I'm going to South Africa, you know? Are
Hey,
you coming with me? Are you coming with me?
When,
Okay. I mean,
When,
I hope the universe is just bringing this man closer.
Matita. Amatita.
I'm about to be. I'm about to be spending.
Joby wants to go to an Amapiano party
Yeah.
and do the dances,
Mm.
get herself a South African man. My brew.
No, I'm not trying to impress.
Go
Baby,
to
you're
go
meant
to
for
a
me.
whole car show.
I'm not trying to
Then get some
impress.
braai,
Burn out.
barbecue.
You coming
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
I want you. So you are coming to me.
But if you go to South Africa and you're at an Amapiano dance, Joby, I know you're dancing. Joby can't sit down, bwana. Akisikia Amapiano. Joby is sitting down with Amapiano playing. How?
Oh,
How?
Is the sky blue?
Hey!
You
feel
must start embracing
Is the ocean
your
salty?
culture.
So,
You know?
I feel like that it's such a hard thing to do.
Mhm.
That's the only way we fix it. Like you see those awkward family traditions of Jodu umeniletea mkikuli. But ni sawa, ni kama umeamua.
So
But mbona ikuwe na hiyo pause?
No, of course, you see, we can't talk for our parents.
but we can
You
talk
see,
for
them,
ourselves.
it was exactly what we just said. For example, my mom, and she says it up to date. She interacted first with kisses, luos, nini, when she was in campus.
What?
Like all her life, primary, secondary, nini,
Hakuwa iwaona
alikuwa
wakisi.
tu mtaa, alikuwa tu area.
Yeah.
So ameenda Baraton, Eldoret.
Yeah.
Si Eldoret,
CLD.
huko mbele. Baraton.
Yeah.
The school.
Kwa huko kwa wasi SDA.
Yeah, Kisii huko.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
It's always in Nyanza.
Yeah, ameenda huko. Ako like, yo. Like, so Kisiis are not that bad.
Yeah.
Then there were Rwandese guys there. There were Malawians. There were white people. And like, you could tell how it took so much from her to like unlearn, which she still does to this
To
day.
this day.
Now it's up for us to like, nimepeleka
Yeah.
at the Luo Shori home.
Mhm.
Like, hey, bono na anaji self-edit.
Mhm.
Like, it's for my son.
For you?
I would,
Uh-huh.
you know.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's up for us to make those hard choices,
Mhm.
but they won't be easy.
They're never easy. And the good thing
Yeah,
is,
and then when it's especially two tribes and
historically,
Yeah.
don't
and then upate
mix
the
together.
parents are like both
Yeah.
staunch believers still.
in their own cultures.
Bravo.
It's a very it's very volatile.
Rurasho inageuka inakuwa civil war.
You know, something I learned the other day.
Yeah.
So you all know a boy been
Outside.
touring Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
So
Tembea Kenya.
Tembea Kenya. By the way, look, ministry. Who's running the Ministry of Tourism? Whoever you are, pay me, man. So
Hey, small road trip too hapa.
I
Una
know.
challenge ministries.
pay me, man.
Moi bwana.
So you know the Digo people.
Mm.
You see, like how if you do like a Rora show, you as the groom, you cater
For the
the whole thing. For the Digo, you only cater for the bride and the things you bring. They'll cater for food and everything else. Like it's a 50-50 thing. Literally, hadi for the wedding, won't changa. Like both families come
and that's
together.
like traditional.
Yeah, traditionally, they come together, they bring funds together, and then they orchestrate the wedding as a unit. And the way it was explained to me was like that perspective of coming together for their kids to make their
It's not about them.
it's
about
not
the kids.
it's about the kids, and that's how they get to connect with the other tribes, with the other people, and they share their culture with them like that, because they expect unakujia mtoto Mtaita, unakujia mtoto Mijikenda, like it's a like our culture. Unaweza kuwa wewe ni Njoroge, umeenda pale umejiprepare na nusu mita yako, you get, end up costing you like 70k. You know, because in where you come from,
You gotta
you gotta cater. Watu wanapika nini? Catering, bro. Nini.
Yeah, because me that's where I think
Yeah.
traditions
Mhm.
will bring an issue. Because for example, in Okuyu culture,
Yeah.
if Joby is an Okuyu chick and her mom
Ajalipiwa.
hajalipiwa
Mhm.
ama hashosh
Ajalipiwa.
hajalipiwa, nikileta hii do, her mom ama her dad agusi hiyo do,
Waruka.
ina carry forward until ile day shosh atamaliziwa. So you see, it becomes different when
That's rough.
now an Okuyu guy, when budako hajamalizia matako, you have no right kukusanya mali na budako akayati kwa hiyo kongamano anaongeaje.
I see what you're
Anaongea kaa nani, you know, like,
But isn't
go
that-
handle that first.
Is it what I ask is, from that perspective, hapo si ndio ile point yenye we look at that like shedding of a negative culture. And I'm not saying when you practice it from your tribe to tribe, don't apply it. But ikiwa ni
Yes,
tribe
intermarriage,
ingine,
yeah.
when it's intermarried between another tribe, you should be more accommodative of their cultures as well. Ndio upate as it's a mingling, it's a coming together, a melting into each other of cultures and people. You get? And that's where the tolerance comes in. That's where we need this coming generation, these Gen Zs that don't want to be married for whatsoever case. We need them to break the mold and go haywire.
I
I
think
think it starts with us, the millennials.
for
I think we already messed up.
we already are.
Yeah, like we are past redemption ourselves. Let me tell you, you have no idea how many of your peers and probably friends are tribal.
That's true. A lot of them.
A lot of them
And then
are
especially
very
when push
tribal
comes to
minded.
shove.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They
I
will.
find-
Yes, and your peers, people your age, are very tribal and will always side with their tribe.
When the right factors
You
are.
said my friends though.
Yeah,
No, me I don't have tribal friends.
you trust me, they hide
You
it.
don't know.
Maybe they hiding, but
Let me
That's
tell
what
you.
he's saying. Because how is it that we're neighbors?
But we vote
It's
tribalistically.
not even that we share food
Mm-hmm.
with our kids. You know, like we
Yeah.
do favors for each other.
Yeah.
If like I can't get my kid from school today,
Mhm.
I ask you unachukua wote. Now I'm running late. You're running late. Your kiddo can come to my place.
Yeah.
Toka job utam. But
Utamchukua.
wacha the 5th year ifike hivi
Yep.
is when I remember, Jobida si wa kwetu.
Si wa kwetu.
Naanza kushapen
Kisu.
but tumekuwa tukiishi vizuri.
Yep.
Like explain that to me, because before it gets to there, tukiishi poa, hiyo thought iko kwa akili yako.
And you quoted something that was very amazing. The 207, 208, whatever.
Mm.
Right? So, true story. My mom was in, I'll call it
High risk.
the iris of the situation. She was in
The
Keses.
eye of the hurricane.
Exactly. She was in Keses in Wasingishu County.
And your mom's his cow.
Of course. Okay. Literally. I will not go into detail, but there were decapitations and everything. And these were people who had been neighbors for decades,
For years, bro.
for years.
Yeah.
There was one case where this guy was Kisi. They didn't murder him. They told him to get out with his family, carry nothing, and torched his house and left. It's his house. He's built it, lived with them. Everything he owns, they burnt his car, everything. And you come to tell me that when push comes to shove, sisi kama wa Kenya, we don't go back to tribal lines. We do. And the sooner we admit that problem, the sooner we can fix it.
that's so sad.
I know. It's
Yeah.
really, really sad.
How many Kales were murdered in
Guy, that's so sad.
yeah.
There's a revenge.
So exactly, you see what I'm saying? This is where it goes.
So
let-
now you see pia wewe
But that's so
unachangia the
sad.
narrative like
But why
nyinyi
do
mna watu
that?
wetu.
So the
Ngojeni.
mom's, you know how mommy survived, bro? Oh, she's a medic. She was teaching up.
Damn.
The only reason she survived is because she
Because she
was
was helping.
useful
She had something to offer.
to offer. She was
Why
useful.
should you be alive?
Exactly.
That reason. Okay.
And she
Next.
wasn't allowed, and this is some things we don't talk about as Kenyans. She wasn't allowed outside the house until she was told to get out.
207.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unakuja unachukuliwa, unapelekwa kwa hospitali, unashona watu wa wenyewe, unarudishwa kwa nyumba na unaambiwa usitoke. Ukitoka, we are not responsible for what happens to you. Why? You're light skinned. Why? Your accent isn't the same. And these are the things that in the same breath, the minute we start putting such prejudices upon ourselves as people, they lead to us creating a culture of, he's not the baby daddy, but I'll make him raise it. Okay,
That's
we
true.
we create a
Course.
prejudice where we feel comfortable victimizing another person.
Yeah, man, because speaking of 207,
Yeah.
for me, I remember the only extension of grace that guys used to give their
Mhm.
neighbors was, well, as long as uko kwako, like inside your house,
Mm-hmm.
it's fine. Ukitoka tu hapo ukanyage hapa nje though, hiyo story ingine. Na tumekuwa tukiishi pamoja hivi mtaa.
Like ni neighbors wanatushana hivyo.
Yeah, like
usipoona
you,
nje.
no, as long as you're inside your house,
Mm.
yeah, I'm not gonna come and kick your door inside.
Mm.
But tukipatana hapa nje, I may can't. Nishakushow. Machete lazima ionje kitu. You know?
Yeah.
I think I was in class 3, 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because my mom, she was pregnant then. I remember she came, just said it's chaotic.
In class 2.
Yeah, 2, 3.
I just finished class 8.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And I remember vividly. Like I remember it play by play. We were playing with my homies and call it More. So tulikuwa kwa store with our bikes. When my dad coming, grabbing me like violently. Like he didn't even shout nikuje. He literally went like kuja hapa. Chukua baiskeli. He threw the bicycle kwa boot, kanieka kwa gari, tukapeleka baiskeli kwa nyumba. Sawa, went to Capital Center. I've never seen my dad do that much shopping in my life.
Yeah, that man was prepared.
Sawa, he stocked up food like tulienda Uchumi. It was Uchumi then.
Yeah, uchumi.
6 trips
Where?
to Uchumi. Stacked up the freezer, fridge zote mbili were full, everything. Everything, canned food, everything. And he was like, you're not allowed out. And shout out to South B, that's where we were living at the time. And there was this joint called Sana Sana. It was torched sababu ilikuwa ina belong to msenaitwa Karanja. That place had the best mtugra.
I have so many questions.
In that moment, you're trying to communicate with your mother who's so far away, and in the eyes, because this is, you go from, and if you understand what I'm saying, Bant Forests, Cheptiret, so, and these names to people who know raise red flags immediately. Bant Forest, Cheptiret, ukiingia Cheptiret, unaingia unaenda Keses, Lesos. These were hotspots. These were places where our neighbors, so, were trying to escape through banya routes.
So you see, it becomes difficult for example, I don't remember what I was watching, but it was about Australia and how Australia has such a high population, but hakunaga place crowded. Like you won't find that see like Rungai on Sunday. Like, you know, it's like Gikomba. But it's because the government wame scatter wase. Like, and in Kenya there's so much land, but people are squeezed in
Plots.
you know. So the only issue is you might dare to live out there. Useme nitanunua shamba Kipsigis. You know, like let me spread my wings there. But then it gets time elections, we mwenyewe utakuwa like, hey. And we saw it too juicy to maandamano. Maandamano too juicy to. Ko like unaenda hivi jo msichana kuongelesha certain language, you can't respond. Simu na bare na nini. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So it even hinders progress.
Yeah, and this is the base root to the prejudices of the African people. the way we've been sectioned
Divide and
and
conquer.
divided into actionable groups. Okay, if they need a certain tribal faction to act against another, they know what to trigger. And the minute we start dealing with the basics, the root cause, ile kitu yenye inafanyanga unaona mtu mwingine kama si mtu, the minute we start dealing with that, ndio utapata hadi nchi yetu, our society itself is in a state where even these being forced to raise kids that ain't yours is not happening, because we'll have enough of a moral compass where we can be, dem anaweza kuambia cheki,
Just
nilikucheza
so you
ndugu,
know, Mazee.
hii ball si yako.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Hypothetically speaking,
Okay.
you were a woman,
Yeah.
just with your dreadlocks and whatnot.
Name is what?
Penelope.
Cruz.
Done. So, Miss
Ombachi.
Cruz,
Yeah. Ombachi.
yeah, the odds are not stacked in your favor.
Uh-huh.
So you're
Ongongo.
no, not like that.
Okay.
Like, let's say, home sikupoa.
Yeah.
You can't be supported at home,
Uh-huh.
and then you end up getting pregnant.
Uh-huh.
Now, the guy who got you pregnant, don't come na mess up hivi kulaikiana,
Okay.
but he can't really do shit for you.
Yeah.
And then there was John Dale, very promising, who had started showing interest. And then you realize, you can know you're pregnant even in a matter of days.
Yeah.
So you realize,
Mhm.
yani hii hata tumbo hata tusiongelea ati inaanza.
Unaenda kwa Jonte anafinya.
So you're kwa John Dale anafinya,
Uh-huh.
but the psychology behind it is for your survival, like, boy, venye niko na mkidi nikimget, nikiwa na Brayo sahi hapa hiwezi walai.
But kwa
This
Jonte,
guy, na nikimwambia ukweli atakataa. So, I'm just trying to play devil's advocate.
so as you play the devil's
Yeah,
advocate,
yeah,
let me
yeah.
put it like this.
Yeah. Is she
In the wrong.
right in her own way?
No, she's not. Let me tell you
You gotta
why.
do what you gotta do.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do,
Yeah.
but you can do it better.
How?
Checky. And as I say this, this is a sad statement to make. There are so many simps in today's society. Hata ukikuwa honest na yeye, ata raise huyo mtoto. Okay? And that is a fact. So instead of you going and lying to Jonte, okay, who probably is a better, or actually better than basically just simps,
Yeah.
but he's aware of himself, and you know he'll say no. Instead of doing that, how about this? Take responsibility, look good, find a guy that doesn't care, just wants a pretty girl on his arm, so is willing to raise the child, know the child ain't his, and from there you can build a relationship out of honesty, okay, that is validated. Na bado utateseka. Like, how many girls are out here today kwa Kenyan society wameolewa na msee mwenye akumpatia mimba ya kwanza? A lot. I mean, look at our celebrities. Kuna mkamba light skin. Ay, na mjaka wake. Fine, it looks like a contract. But you get what I mean?
I
if
do,
you're,
but we
if
can't-
you're
we can't-
honest, there's a way around the line.
Not all the time, bro.
Yeah, but
Because you can't tell me
kama
every
si Pretty
time.
Vishi.
Every time it's not guaranteed that
Oh,
every
Pretty Vishi
instance.
amekunyonga. Oh.
We can't say that every instance of a shorty saying the truth means automatically the right simp will show up in the horizon. You know.
You see, do you know why I don't advise shorties to lie? And I'd actually advise men to lie. Okay, this is it. Shorties have options, bro.
Not all of them.
Check, hata kama ni kuosha MMU. Sawa?
Nah, bro.
Listen, utalipwa salo. Yakuwa na wochi, atabambika na wewe,
Unajua,
mtacombine hiyo salary yenu ya
wewe
15K.
unaongea dem, ndo maana nilikwambia tukianza hii story. We are talking from a point of
Why
privilege
dem?
and ignorance.
O mini dem.
Cheki.
Amina tafuta
Tulia,
kijana
tulia.
fulani.
Cheki. tunaongea from a point of privilege
Yeah.
of urban settlements.
So
Wewe
tuko
umezaliwa
Kakamega.
mashinani, interior poverty stricken, poverty ridden.
yeah.
Wewe umeambiwa your destiny here is maliza class 8.
Pigwa mimba.
Unaona Josephat. Josephat huko juu huko Rugongo.
Huko
Josephat.
alishaleta ingo.
Hapo mshikongo leo.
Tukakuleko.
Josephat aleta Brenje,
Mhm.
Isiveve.
Mhm.
Josephat is a 72-year-old man.
Yeah.
What do you do as Penelope?
Run away.
You run away, right?
Yes.
Now, kuna wenye FGM is another thing.
Yo, wait, if you continue. I didn't realize, and I'm not shaming people, it's just conversations I've had. Like, FGM is alive in Kisiland like that.
It's not just Kisilan.
No. Like, I know girls her age. So,
Even younger than her.
when you're nakwambia, wow, I'm circumcised. And I'm like, how? You're basically
It's just not in
22.
mainstream media.
You're 22, 23, 24, telling me you were circumcised. If you're 24 years old, you were born in 2000. And somebody who had their child, their daughter, in the year 2000.
Again, privilege. Unadhani juu Nairobi imeendelea. That we operate from such privilege, bro. And
I
it's
see it.
all of us.
I see it.
It's all of us. Because now we see the expressway, constitutions, doing it.
The Constitution. Yaruto.
Yeah.
Hey.
But yo, like it's still
It's true, I
going
agree.
on, bro.
Yeah, but it's
In
true.
Maryland, it's
Mhm.
rampant.
Wallah.
It's rampant.
No wonder Madam Meru ni that
In
butch.
Masai's, bro, and Samburu's huko juu, it's still active.
I
Bars,
had like the northeastern Rendile people. Like itakatwa na ushonwe. Like ishonwe yote wachiwe tu pali ya kukojoa. Like it's all gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to everybody on the chat right now. Keith says the girls are out in the streets downloading the app for the people. And they had Kamlish yelling and they said, who the hell is that? Look, it's the one and only Kamlish. We hope you enjoy conversation. Tunaongelea manze wanaume kuraise watoto si wao. But we have taken it on a deeper level.
Tuelewa.
Nani hao?
Keith,
Oh.
wanaume kureza tutasiwa.
Oh.
What you say? Wanaume?
What you say?
Wanaume kuraise watoto si wao. So we're talking about men raising kids that aren't their own, either with their knowledge or without, but predominantly without their knowledge.
Yeah.
Where they think this is their daughter, this is their son,
Yeah.
but they end up finding out years later and ending up in court suing their own kids for the money they used to raise them.
But number one question, because this is a whole topic with a whole lesson in it. Who is on the wrong? Is it the lady, this young girl, and the young man? Because it could be also two of them maybe are just you two bumped into each other in college and
If she knows and she put that responsibility on him, it's her fault. Because basically, the minute she does that,
sometimes you don't know. Sometimes the P2s, sometimes the
then
contraceptives.
why you
do
a hoe
bounce.
like that?
She's not a hoe.
No, look, if you don't know who the father of this kid is, you are hoe.
No, listen, that's not what I meant, okay? What I mean is I asked a very good question. Who is on the wrong? Is it the lady or the man, or is it both of them? Because
If-
we're both in a mess, right? But I'm gonna end up maybe becoming a single mom. You're gonna run away because you explained very well. Maybe this man is not in the capability of taking care of me. But I was still here
And
messing
don't
with this
think of
man,
it as a man.
a boy.
Think
So
of
as
it
a
as
woman.
Oh,
So as a woman,
exactly.
Are you right? I'm aware suffer too, yeah.
no, you see,
Because you know most single
it's
moms,
tricky.
most single moms, and also most women get their kids as oops.
Yep.
It's never really planned at you.
Yeah. Alienda kwa Omosh.
You know.
Omosh couldn't
like,
pull out.
Oops.
Omosh hakuwa na pesa ya CD.
ama Omosha alikuwa na psych sana, the thing ripped.
Chwa!
Pitu ili bounce.
Pow!
Pitu ili bounce.
Pitu ili
Ah,
bounce. Sendo
yeah.
kitu nakwambia ufocus.
Checky, by
yeah.
the way, is there a way you can sue like the P2 people if he bounce? Cause Bona,
Okay.
look, I feel like you should be able to sue them for like child whatever, like paternity or whatever. You take care of this child. This was your mistake. And it did not P2. It did not work. This is your product failing, so I take you to court for like $1 billion.
So as a shorty,
Yeah,
let's
sue
even
P2.
use the P2. The P2.
Yeah, I sue P2. The company.
Realistically too, bruv.
Nipatie tu mitachwani tu. Tuachane na hii kesi.
Nah, there's a guy who's absolutely willing to take care of you and the baby.
So let me ask you this: is he willing
Not
to
the
do
baby
it?
daddy, yeah?
Not the baby. The baby.
Is he willing to do it?
Yeah.
If I'm honest with him,
No.
then find one who is. Because as I said,
But now,
as I
in
said,
your
as I-
immediate scope,
as I
in
said-
this particular example,
you see,
everything is
You see,
not aligned.
especially Ocha, we have more simps than the towns.
Yeah,
He's, I say simps. He's not talking about us.
No,
simp.
listen.
Listen, let me.
You can find. I get what he's saying, okay, but I'm trying to bring the honesty perspective.
No, but you see, you're still approaching it from a man's mind.
Yeah,
As-
not
as-
a lady.
so from a
Mira,
woman's
so as a
woman's
woman,
perspective,
wewe si ati
You will
ule
play
game, wewe
poker.
ungefanya
Texas
nini?
Hold'em. Okay. So
Because let me give you an example.
yeah,
I know this shorty.
that has a guy with big lips,
So
and they fought in an elevator.
nah,
No,
nah,
not
no,
that one.
No, not the queen.
Oh.
No.
B,
Yeah. So I know this shorty. She comes from a very
poor background.
bad, abusive, toxic background.
Mm-hmm.
From the dads, like her dad,
Mm-hmm.
who used to chapa na mtusi you know, anamfukuza akirudi na bado hajafika 18.
What?
When she got to 18 years old, akapewa the same narrative ya wewe nataka uolewe na mzee fulani. She was seeing like a small boy hapa. She was like
In love.
And then they messed up. She got pregnant. She was like, I'm keeping it. This is my way out.
Mm-hmm.
So she moved in with this
The
small boy.
Mm-hmm.
Like a small boy, and I try, but
Afiki.
maze. So the shorty after katoi kame grow, shorty akaanza kujituma.
Mm-hmm.
But hana papers, hana, you know, hata kumaliza form 4. Like it's a whole mess. Everything is stacked against her.
Yeah.
So shorty ends up in these two sites.
Mm-hmm.
Finds a jungu guy.
Mm-hmm.
These old ones who are willing to just spend their retirement benefits on you. Na hata mchapatana, yeye anataka tu on camera, we, you know,
Mm-hmm.
fanya mambo yako.
Yeah.
And the guy now started sending money. The shorty akaanza kujipanga nayo, hadi anapanga like a small boy, like wamehama sasa from nyumba ya mabati, wameingia ka bedsitter, over time wameingia ka 1 bedroom. The jungu guy comes.
Mm-hmm.
So after kukam,
Mm-hmm.
he's like, "Oi, inakuaje?"
I can take you from here.
No, like me, I want the things. Nimekuwa nikiziona tu kwa camera.
Eh,
You know, I want the stuff.
yeah.
And with a very beautiful offer,
Mm-hmm.
monetary wise.
Okay.
The shorty was like, okay.
Fine.
She did it
Mm-hmm.
and
Leveled up.
leveled up
Mm-hmm.
and took herself to school from
That situation.
that bonus.
Yeah.
You know,
Damn, that was a good bonus.
she
That bonus, nice.
Yeah.
Not like that.
So she took herself to school.
Mm-hmm.
After that, she found her way abroad. Aka hustle. Sai, bruv. She's good. But tukiangalia from where it began,
Nilipunda.
of course nilipunda, but unasikia yo like after apate the kid, akiona the small boy,
Alijielevate.
alikuwa like, oi, hapa iwezi man.
Most men won't like what I'm going to say. Look, in life, always take your best bet. Okay? If you feel like you're...
Write what you can chew.
No, take your best bet. If you're in a situation where you feel like I can use and this is very wrong. If you apply the 48 laws of power, okay? If you're in a situation and you feel like this situation can serve me to an extent, stick to that situation. The minute you can get better than that situation, do not hesitate to jump ship.
Me, I have a point from when you say I get pregnant, or a lady from just Mashinani gets pregnant, then this guy, just almost the same scenario, you can take care of her, but now you bump into someone who is like he asked, is he willing to take me in if I'm honest? Yes. But then you see with this man, let's say the first year, second year, third year, then all along, actually in between those years, the family, sisters, aunties, your in-law, your mother-in-law, father-in-law, they're like pushing this guy
onto you
to get this child out of this house. You get, like, you did. She was honest with you, but you know, you took her in, and you tried to be a good dad at some point, maybe, but the in-laws sasa wanakuwa na kufeed tu maneno like mbona unalea mtoisi wako, na it becomes now a thing where
because now the shorty was honest.
It becomes a thing now where you feel like for real, by the way. And now the fact that now mmesettle to the point dem amekuzalia already tena mtoto wako, you have a kid together, exactly,
ule mwingine si
so why are you raising a kid that's not yours? So you come now, you don't want this kid anymore in the house. So
crazy.
You know something I was taught, if your family doesn't like if your family doesn't like your spouse, you chose well. Because that means she's always looking out for you.
And she can't be manipulated
by them. You get. Never look for a spouse that is liked by your family. If you have a spouse who
by then run away.
What? Run away.
Like this with your mom.
Run away. Your mom should not like your girlfriend or wife. They shouldn't get along. That is a good woman.
They should be
cordial. They can't be in the same room for an hour. Actually, that's good.
So
that's
I think
perfect.
Related to what Joby said, Jabba says, if he was single, he wouldn't. Only if she was a widow, or if he would adopt a disadvantaged black youth, because he was taught no ready-made families.
Oh yeah, ready-made families are hell. Because these kids, especially if the kids are old enough, you're about to try parent this kid and be like, you ain't my daddy. You ain't my daddy. Why am I listening to you? But I know my dad.
What he said here, I have a bit of a tussle with.
Okay.
He says DNA tests should be mandatory for all pregnancies, especially in the US. But now, bruv, all these DNA records and the times you're living in, the gene splicing na nini, all is tafanywa vitu.
But tena, again, I think we've discussed this before. Women, if let's have been messing with you, I know ni wewe, then you come tell me you want a DNA. It's always offensive. Trust me. What do you mean? You trying to say I cheated? I cheated on you? I'm carrying someone else's baby and I'm trying to now pin you as the baby daddy? Are you crazy?
Shout out to Steppers. He says, reminds me of the Chaguo Latinis. This man is old. Chaguo Latinis, hosted by MC Big Ten. This man is old. Shout out to you, Steppers. And he goes on to say, nakwambia tulidance Mona Lisa akitingisa mpaka che. What is this man talking about?
The dancers in
anasema bro,
in the club.
Acha tupike chapo zetu paipu kwa amani. Chapo paipu is allowed. He goes on to say that being born and bred in Nai ati unaoga kwa karai kwani wewe ni tribe flani. It was funny though. The funny thing, it's how these tribes address other tribes in their vernacular bila heshima.
Yes.
You know? And he goes on to say, it's really not cool when they speak ill about my tribe's women with flat ass. Ni nani hao tuambie? Ndio tusiwa approach. And he goes on to say, for me, Maasai, it's culture. For the rest of us, we have evolved. What? What do you mean evolved? Say lost culture. Yeah, but lost culture, not evolved. We haven't evolved. I feel like the Maasais are so far ahead of most tribes. Exactly. And Steppers goes on to say, bro, take a chill pill. Ain't cool for everyone. Okay. And he says that brother who takes an eventual cover for you, that left wing is from another tribe. Okay, I don't get what he's saying, but yeah. Shout out to everybody on the comments, everybody that is joining us on the chat on TikTok. Tell us your opinion. What would you do if you, as a man, found out that you're raising a child that isn't yours? And as a woman, would you make your boyfriend raise a child that isn't his knowingly? And Jibba Jabba says DNA test should be mandatory. Lakini
so records zitatumwa vibaya.
Hizo exactly.
Lakini ni wewe. Mbona unaniitisha DNA?
That's what I'm saying. Don't you believe in your spouse?
Man.
But then again, in today's society,
So
it would be
I-
very foolish
but
to
then
be.
it's like, oi, prenup.
Please believe me.
You present your fiance moving on to marriage, mwambie sign prenup.
Mhm.
Akwambie yo, kwani you don't trust me? Me, I'm here to stay.
No, I don't trust you.
Oh, so DNA is where you draw the line.
No. No, I'm just looking at it from a female perspective. Okay, as
What do you think about
as you've
prenup?
been doing all afternoon,
Pardon?
as you've been doing all afternoon, I'm looking at it from mbona uniitishe paternity test.
Which is what Joby said.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
What do you think about prenups? Ile yani, do you know what a prenup is? When you sign, when you marry, I marry you, I make you sign this document that states in
With
the case
divorce.
that we divorce,
You
mali
go with
yangu ni
nothing.
mali yangu. Because tulipatana kaa nishaunda mali yangu.
It's okay. Me, I have no issue with that.
Mhm.
I've always said personally, and I'm a high advocate. Personally, I don't want to settle in a relationship which I've not participated in. I want to be part of us building whatever we are starting.
But ukipata shanza kujenga, so you can continue with
I
them.
can.
Okay.
If it's okay, me helping, fine.
But anataka usign prenup.
Ni sawa, mi sina shida.
Interesting.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
me, personally,
woman.
I also want to
Good
build,
woman.
I want to build my
Your own things as
aside.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if we can come together and work in a business way where we can also grow, sawa.
shout out to General Lumbu.
Shout out to General.
General Mosquito.
Yeah, shout out to the General.
He says, good afternoon, and he says, Kanish, Steppers is about to unleash the dragon in you. Nigga,
He's on fire, no
man,
lies.
Steppers is on fire. But yeah, shout out to everybody that is joining us on TikTok, and you can tell us, what is your perception on this? Would you raise a kid that isn't yours?
General?
And know it
This is
now.
like that family court thing where they're like, you are not the father.
But, oh. And you're being told that to a 32-year-old man.
Ah, man.
This man is done with your support structure.
Personally, I always feel like in Africa, it's a no. Because in the West, people are facing responsibilities for trying to become a sperm donor. Okay? And I'm going to call it what it is. Because in Africa, people are just out here, the men, nutting and not wanting to be responsible.
Come on.
And it's been a norm, and I'd say again, it's been a norm. And I feel like the fact that we have a system that allows this to continue, I always say personally, and I advocate this to be introduced in Africa. Not really child support, but where the man is
Child
correct.
support exists
Not
in
where,
this country.
not where the man is a feeder, but is it really that active?
Oh, yeah. Hey.
Wow, check it.
It is.
If you wanna see Kenyan law being ruthless, go to children's court.
Okay.
Yo,
It is.
the worst thing that can happen to you as a parent, a father, a mother is to be taken to children's court.
Okay,
Children's court is the roughest court in this country.
I think I remember the last time it happened, or I saw it happen, so that's why I asked if it's still active.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
when my mom was, trying to
Going through-
follow the steps as well.
Yeah.
And I saw the activeness in it because the reaction was made very quick and all that. But what was I? I'm really confused.
Sorry.
I lost my point.
It's gone.
I lost my
Call it
point.
back.
But the point is,
Yeah, I was saying. In Africa, I feel like child support should be introduced, and it should be actually more strict.
Yeah.
If you're saying that the government is ruthless when it comes to children, I feel like it's very reluctant.
It's only to known cases.
And
If you don't go to feeder
There's-
won't feed you.
they can't do anything to help you.
So if you know
Closed mouths don't
Yeah.
get fed on
If you
this
have
boulevard.
like, if you have like baby mama, baby daddy drama and you don't take it down,
Mhm.
hakuna kitu itahappen, utataga tu.
But
Utauza cryptocurrency ndio
this takes us
utashinda.
back to now the society and education, and rather people being
The
knowledgeable
awareness.
or having
Yeah,
knowledge
yeah.
about all this.
Mhm.
Do people in Kibera
No.
slums, let me just say specifically the slums, how
Okay.
many, and I'm speaking amongst the teenagers,
Mhm.
especially today's generation, how many are aware of feeder?
Not a lot.
Not a
Not
lot.
too many. Not enough.
So you
Not
expect
enough.
me in Joro to get me pregnant, you
Mhm.
know, say I'm not the baby daddy, then I find Kim,
Hey, come on.
Kim.
Come on.
I find Brayo,
Yeah.
eh?
Much
Kim.
better, much better.
Kim. Sema Kim.
I find Brayo
Obra.
who does the same, you know, takes me in, the family does
Kim
not,
Fetero.
like, till when will we continue having this broken system of where men don't want to take responsibility? Because I feel like,
know till
personally,
when?
I mean, we have men, being realistic on the topic, we have men who have taken
Run away.
responsibilities that are not theirs.
theirs, yeah.
The women, have they been honest? Yes.
Yeah,
there are those,
related to-
and there are those who are not also honest. There are those who actually, you know, lie to their husband, and because their husbands believe them, ignorance, of course, is amongst us Africans, you know, you just go along with the whole thing. And then especially you find that man who's always been seeking and having baby fever. Ooh, ooh.
To understand.
Twende.
I don't think those people think ahead.
Yeah.
Like they're always so blinded. So I don't think they even think about doing DNA tests. Like Unim said, probably he has dated, probably wealthy. He has dated, and all the women are all about money. But now finds someone who's willing to now give in. You know. So they don't even follow up a lot. But
As a young warthog,
how much is the education out there? That's my question. And till
Minimal.
when will we continue having these
You wanted
men
to answer
who
that.
don't want to take responsibility?
yo, so listen,
Talk to men.
we'll always have men that are not willing to take responsibility until we come to a point where it's actually perceived as cool. Or because today's society, that's all that matters. It's perceived,
Perception.
perception. Until it's perceived that it's the in thing, or it's cool to take responsibility. Okay, because we can say like educating, or we can say that we should teach men how to whatever, but I feel like most of these men that don't take responsibility, we are told by this girl, hey, I'm pregnant by your kid, and wanaenda tu kwa manyasi, they are gone immediately.
Yeah.
But what if he had the perception that, or he was raised in a manner that he was taught that it is your duty, you should be proud.
The more the merrier.
The more you should be proud
Yo, but
to
listen.
take, not necessarily the more the merrier,
Yeah.
but you should be proud to take responsibility of your actions.
But riddle me this.
Yeah.
Kinudia,
Yeah.
45 years old,
Mm-hmm.
has a wife,
Mm-hmm.
2 beautiful children,
Yeah.
also has like a side piece.
Mm-hmm.
The side piece gets pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
So he's also catering for
Mm-hmm. The side piece
the side piece.
and the main piece.
By the time he gets 60, he
Mhm.
realizes, because he alipata prostate,
Cancer.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you know you've been impotent all your life.
Bro, swallow the hard pill. Not like that. But this is the thing.
Yeah.
Life is about difficult lessons.
Yeah.
Okay? These are the lessons that you're taught the hard way. Sometimes you don't live life for yourself. You might be living for yourself, but the purpose of you being here is to help others. And the saddest bit is, some men exist in this world basically for women.
What
That's
do you mean
true.
for women?
They exist to serve women.
Okay.
Okay, and that's the sad bit of it. And I feel that it should be nothing to be ashamed of when you find out that you exist for that. Like, do you enjoy it? Do you like it? That's why I feel like when we sometimes talk about alpha, beta, and whatever, we make these people sound so bad, yet sometimes they hold society together and they are basically the glue. Because they are willing to do the things that you as an alpha will be like, middle finger to that. But he'll swallow his pride, look at it, and take responsibility
That's true.
and take care of a situation that he didn't need to. That is, and I'm not saying that is what you should be, but that is the mark of a good human being.
True.
Not at it biblically, not whatever, but
Just a
looking at
decent human being.
yeah, morally speaking,
Yeah.
looks at a situation, goes like, I like this girl, she's right for me. I don't care if she has 2 kids, I'll take care of everything, I'll step up and I'll be what they need me to be.
He's so rare. So rare.
Very,
Yeah.
but
But
they
it's happening.
exist.
Yeah.
You get, and these are men that when you look back into their background, were raised in a very stable household,
True.
very emotionally available
Present.
and present parents, okay, that taught him emotional intelligence. That is something that lacks a lot in men.
And an even rare occasion
Yeah.
is someone who also grew up without a dad and sees this shorty.
And decides I'll be a father.
Because these kids are about to have what I had.
No,
Nah.
you get,
Yeah.
and that's something that shout out to Keith. He says Joby in the United States. Joby knows in the United States, even if the baby's in chores, you pay child support. Yeah, man. The United States
They
is rough.
get you, bro.
They get you, bro. As
Right.
long as your name is on that birth certificate, you pay it. And he goes on to say, that he has a wife with 2 beautiful children and a side piece. LOL. But yeah, that's African men.
You feel me?
That's African men.
yeah, man.
Like you watching me, Sahi, I guarantee you probably have step siblings you don't know about.
Hey, yo, listen.
Probably.
The funniest thing. and I
Most
think-
probably,
I
actually.
think it mostly happens in Africa.
Actually, you
is
do.
Now, when the patriarch
Hmm.
dies,
And then
the funeral.
they come through.
Oi! Like, oi, even us,
We are
kids
his, him.
so and so.
Yeah. And it gets ugly and all that.
Personally.
And we need, or like he dies and you see the will and you're seeing 5 extra names.
Yeah.
We've
Like,
Who are these?
we've made a joke of this in our household once. When our dad
Mm-hmm.
will be taken away. That might
Ndio
happen.
mtajua mko
Because
wangapi.
so far we're 8 of us, bro.
what?
And we have a 9th
Hizo ni zenye
extra.
mnajua.
A 9th extra mwenye tulijua but tumcounting hivyo. So he was out pictured. But sasa
At the outpictured, bro.
Cropped from the picture.
alikropiwa. So I don't know how many wako huko nje
Ah,
baze.
man.
How many? Me, I
That's
think
crazy.
my dad.
He's a real G.
I think.
Genghis Khan.
Man, this man is out here populating the world, following the Old Testament laws.
Feel the world.
Yeah, but not like
You know,
that.
child. Yeah, it is super crazy. It is
Hey,
crazy.
man.
Enjoy yourself.
It's in.
In there.
It's in
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
At ile situation yenye hadi dem anakuuliza uko Ndakas?
Ah.
Umefika?
Ulishafika, usha stretch.
Ushuka.
Unaambia, yo, where are you?
Karibu uko hapo hivyo na uko final steps. Sasa you're about to start shaking on top of somebody's daughter.
Lakini
So-
chicks tell, like I know guys talk trash about shorties,
Yeah.
but shorties,
Ah!
especially if it was bad.
Ah!
Yo, hey, me there was this shorty who was telling me,
Yeah.
"Hey, I had a cute crush on this guy,
And then
and then I decided, nimpatie. So as where he tukaingia amefunga curtains, amefunga bulb. So as we're in there, amezima stima.
Mbona anazima stima?
So as we're in there, you know, we're just starting to. Then I hear him grunt. So I'm like, what? I actually thought he was fingering the whole time. You know, like Shorty was like, hey, foreplay is taking a minute, but you know, I like it. Too much foreplay is not good.
So let me ask you a question. Who's at fault here? The dude or the girl?
The dude.
How?
Maybe I share approach. Maybe I share approach now honestly like, hey, this is what I'm working on.
Hata si hivyo.
The Shorty is like, no.
Unaweza pata umezoea kikombe lakini umeletewa sinia.
That's another thing pia.
Una get? So,
who's at fault here?
Hata kama unakunywanga maji mingi aje.
Mimi sijui nalaka at fault hapo. But you as a man. I mean, I feel like it's kinda.
But you know,
we pick it. I don't know. We pick it different.
Yeah.
And the way she picked it, I think, is the way I pick it.
Because
like,
she didn't make him feel.
As in she didn't feel
no,
nothing.
No, not like that.
She was like, boy, play boy, get ready boy, get ready boy.
Wanaume ku grant ama mnaongelea?
Wanaume kumwaga haraka.
Hapana, mimi naongelea. This Shorty
hakujua hata iko ndakas.
Yani, you know, it wasn't. Yeah. So
totally different conversation.
Shorty thought the guy was fingering.
Oh my god.
Kumbe the guy was actively
in there.
Maybe he was the problem, and maybe she was the problem.
You see, that's why you ask, cause until
kufanya hivyo.
Check.
Kama alisema alifanya hao ni wakuchocha mbaya, wewe hakuna kitu alikuwa nayo.
Asikia.
Siko bad.
Hadi, acha nikwambie kwa nini.
Acha grant ni lazima.
Listen,
acha ku grant but kuna wengine wapiga. Kuna wenye wa grant, kuna wenye She's come to have it.
Santa skia wapi?
No. Hey, you check. What does she know that I don't?
Yeah,
what does she know? Mimi anajua.
My bad.
Na tunajua wanaume grant.
No.
Kuna wengine wamezua that chain of thought.
It's like they mourn.
Ebu show.
Yeah.
Give us an example.
Ebu
tupatie example of like it's not a grant.
Is it high pitch?
It's like Zile
asa distress. Ndio. Yeah. Kuna tu fanya hivyo. Not like that.
Mbona ina come so naturally to you, bro?
Why?
I'm a granter. Mimi nitakuwa in your ear like,
squealer. You've seen that meme of Walter White?
God.
And the caption is me on my girl's ear. I don't remember what scene it was, but he was making some
noise. But you know,
but listen.
Something I realized in my young Matok days.
Yeah.
Girls actually get bored by guys that make zero noises during coitus. See, like how you're trying to be a man about it.
But sister,
like zero facials.
Why would you just be quiet, bro?
You're trying to be
me
when you're Andrew Tate, not like that.
Me shout out to my neighbors. Hey, it's a quiet, it's a whole symphony. You go, I go. Come on.
Yo, check.
Yeah.
Check.
Come on.
So
shout out to my neighbors.
There was this neighbor, Nachikos too. This man used to live above me.
Yeah.
So this man can intimidate anybody. Anybody. You think you're doing work. Okay? Until ni saa 5, ni saa 6, ni saa 7, saa 8. Unaamka kuwasha kia 420. Unasikia tu watu wako like check. Mimi nimelala, nilipiga mboka yangu honest.
Acheki hadi
nikamaliza.
Check. Inafika hiyo saa 9. Mama ndo anakuangalia.
Bana.
Umelaliza nini wewe?
Alafu unajua kitu hiko
ni what to do.
Unajua madem
do something.
Madem are just naturally horny. Una get? Like naturally, dem anaweza kuwa turned on by kuona like a sexy feather.
That's a lie.
No, like,
That's a lie.
so let me put it.
Lie is the
The
feather.
feather.
All of them.
No, listen.
lying.
No, women.
We are not. I am a woman.
Come on.
Let me tell you why.
I'm a woman,
Let me tell you
no.
why women are horny creatures. If women were not constantly horny,
Not constantly.
not at
You trying to say all the time.
Okay. If women want 90% of the time horny,
Not 90. Why?
let me finish.
Why are you exaggerating?
You see how women don't let men finish?
Speak for you.
Listen. Not like that. Listen. Listen. You see, like 90%. If they want horny, atungekuanga na market ya panty liners. Yeah. Panty liners serve a purpose in society.
What?
And if women want dripping,
That's biological, bro.
now, listen, she can be naturally whatever, but not dripping. Okay?
Kuna ile wiki.
Hii inaitwa menstruation. No, hata ni ovulation. Ovulation.
Yeah.
Women make the worst choices. Puni nampatanga na Brayo anacheza na hadi anapigia Kevo anamwambia nakutumia. Nakako hapo kanatumwa. Anyway,
This man is lying.
Luambia, that's the best time.
but why do we have panty liners then,
That's the
Joby?
best time to get a woman to get alone for you.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, when you know, like women, in such a situation, let me not put a feather in it, not like that. But
Take it back to your
In my
example,
car.
where your neighbor.
yeah, like if you're with your woman and you've done your honest work,
Kazi safi.
kazi safi, alipiga nduru, she came, probably squirted or whatever, but you are done within an hour or two. What is this, man? Aren't you about to push 5 hours with just a squeaky bed and noises? At some point, tu demu yako atakuangalia tu hivi, and trust me, she will be horny as hell listening to that. She's like, hata mina die.
Oh, lakini huyo mjango ako na time.
Hey, he was a soldier, bro.
Ako na time.
He was a soldier.
Oh, in real life.
Yeah, like, see, you know, ile area 75 iko tu.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
populated.
Yeah.
This dude,
Ukipata time, pata chance.
yeah. And then see ati ako area kila time, ako barracks.
To kamua.
Kare-
Eh,
Testosterone.
bro,
Overload.
mi nilikuwa na acha nikwambie hard deal with it, so sina options.
unakanda na kona zote.
Yote.
Kiusoja, unajua. Mimi ndo tunafanyanga
that's
training.
true.
Unaifinya.
Nikuonyeshe.
Nimepiga zido for you. I am fit for you. Sawa.
I can't do that, so that's
Jobi unafikiri unawezana na kopro?
I'm weak. Mimi
Unaweza na kopro?
mimi na mali yako lazima zi.
Na cadet.
Bro.
Kwanza cadet ndio ametolewa zido. Kijana ako fit, ametoka kupiga zido Mount Kenya.
Amezunguka Mount Kenya.
Nakwambie ile his zinaitwa nini? Red blood cells count ni like double yours. This man breathes once and can hold it. Anakuja nua for 30 minutes na one breath. Wacha tu kama dem hepa, mimi sijui ama dem, lakini umekuja kunotice soldiers wana end up na makienyeji sana.
Na mavienyo ndo ubamba.
Mavienyeji, unajua mavienyeji wanaweza take punishment.
Mavienyo shara.
Kwanza upate kienyeji tu wa western. Nilikuwa nasikiza patanisho jana. Kuna mwingine hadi aliambiwa sijui kwa nini umechagua Mruya, nitakuonyesha moto.
We?
Nani mwanaume unaambiwa hivyo? Maybe I'd run away.
Oh, but listen, there's this notion that most men have never really been with a nympho.
Yeah.
You know, for most of us, it's usually like by around the tattoo, the short is time.
Yeah. But
you
then
know,
there is
once you meet that,
yeah.
like
Yo.
Oy, kunywa maji.
Twende, kaende. Hadi mademo Kisii.
Yo,
Mm.
good women.
Good women. good women.
Yeah.
You'll have a good, if you have the stamina for it.
Nah, but inafika mali na bro.
Because manzi utakonda bro.
Bruv, come on.
Uko pale hivyo tu, you're sweating your everyday body gains. Ni kama you're staying shredded from working out on a human being.
Come on.
Uko unashangaa.
Shout out to all the nymphos though.
Man, shout out to y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all are serving a very good purpose in life.
Shout out to the freaks.
Freaks all out here.
Yeah.
Serving society, all these soldiers. Ama vyenyeji wote.
But
Shout out
in
to the
today's
virgins.
Yeah.
shout out to the virgin.
Maintain, man.
Maintain.
Tough.
Iweke
Right.
tu hivyo hivyo. Usipate soldier.
In regards to today's topic,
Yeah.
would you twofold? Would you intentionally go into a union knowing it's not your shorty?
No, what do you mean it's not your shorty?
Not your child.
Okay.
My bad. Not your
What?
child.
So-
And the second part, and the second part
Yeah.
is you. Once you find out later on,
Uh-huh.
what do you do?
If I'm lied to, I leave. Okay?
Uh-huh.
If there was honesty behind it and I knew getting into it, there's no change to it. If you accepted it from the get-go,
Then you live with your choice.
live with your choices
Yeah.
and be responsible for even the ones that aren't biologically yours. Because
What factors would make you proceed after honesty? You're like, it's fine.
if she's that good, you know, if
Yeah.
she's a good woman, not of course in bed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to have you be good, but yet you're a good girl. No, don't be a good girl in bed. Be the opposite. But as in, if she's a good woman, if she embodies all the qualities that you seek in a woman, you can't come out here and say sababu tu akona mtoto simdai. You get? She, and Joby a few weeks back put it very well. She might have gotten a kid with a man that betrayed her, okay, and ended up as a single mom because she couldn't take the betrayal. That doesn't diminish her worth
Value.
and her value
Yeah.
to you, okay. So if she's a good woman and embodies all the qualities that you seek, go ahead. But if she lied to you from the get-go, she's basically shown you who the hell she is. You're dealing with a liar. You're dealing with a cheater.
Yep.
You're dealing with everything that is wrong with today's society. Have you ever heard of the phrase, don't try to wife a hoe? You see what granddad did?
Don't save her.
Don't save her.
She don't want to be saved.
Don't save her. You know. But yeah, shout out to hoes. But it's not like that. But don't be in a relationship that started off with a lie.
I despise liars. Despise.
So unaongezeanga ka paprika, ka turmeric,
I
Despise ni
Liar.
au kuzitoa, anawatoanga paprika, anawatoa hiyo turmeric, wanabaki tu kadhufu.
Yes.
Kadhufu. Ile ya kuboil, ile ya mbosho. Yeah, but anyway, yeah. Would you raise a kid that isn't yours? And as you are continuing, shout out to everybody that is joining us. Olaseri,
Would you?
Would I?
Raise
Oh,
a kid
for
that's
me.
not yours?
yeah.
I would say I would go with your response as well. Yeah, like
Yeah.
if they're honest from the start and she's a good woman and I'm willing,
Yeah.
like I've thought it through and I'm willing,
Go through it.
yes.
Mm.
If now
And
it's
how?
happening, alafu nimeambiwa, oh, by the way,
Si wako.
But let's discuss
now
also.
I don't know what to do, because what if now you've already bonded with that kid? Do you stop being in their life?
No.
Yeah.
No, like this is a like
No.
How long have I known the kid? Since birth?
since tongwa kwa tumbo.
Ah.
Umejua.
You don't
Umejua.
don't
This
punish
is
the kid for the mother's sins,
Uh-huh.
but also you'll be punishing the kid by staying.
So what would you do?
What would I do? It depends with the relationship
With?
that I have with the mom upon revealing that usi mtoto wangu. If the relationship is cordial, I maintain a cordial relationship with them. I need to maintain this relationship with them because at some point I will go missing. Once I have my own kids, okay, I will feel less obligated to stay present in this child's life.
But let's discuss. Have you seen spouses who come in with their kids, let's say age 5, 6, teenager, and then the behavior, like you can't. The behavior is uncontrollable. Like
the kid.
Yeah, like
Or the kid is just
like
off the rails.
Yeah, mtu grow with very bad behavior without being disciplined, and the mom is just like, oh, don't cane him. Of course, she's gonna be mad if you try punish
that's
him.
my child. Yeah. No, and if the chick is like,
Like don't punish him.
Usinifundishe
Yeah,
kazi.
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you approach such type of a relationship?
Help
Because
them
I think
kids.
I've seen personally, if I'm to be asked if I can take care of anyone else's kids, that's how what I'm looking at.
And then
I
now
can.
for you, like as a stepmom,
Exactly. It's very hard. I
for them to
can,
accept you.
but what's the behavior of this kid? Is he or she willing and ready to accept someone else and new in their life? Because I've seen a video before of I think it was a parent who was trying to explain how after mistakes most of the couples make. Let's say your spouse died, or maybe you divorced with your spouse, or you guys separated, and maybe he may be actively involved or she's actively involved or not. But the problem comes in, let's say, especially when the kids know how to talk, understand things, can understand mom is missing in our life, dad is missing in our life, blah blah blah. Parents fail to talk to children, trying to make them understand, especially when they're moving into a new relationship. And I know for most of the parents will be like, how is my relationship involving my child? How why should I tell my child about the new relationship I'm about to get into? She's just a child, or it's just a child. But I feel like children pick up a lot from, because I picked up a lot growing up from the movements my mom had, the movements my dad had, like me being dragged back and forth. Those memories till up to date stuck in my mind. And you assuming that your kid is okay just because you're moving in with a new spouse without even trying to explain to them what's happening. You literally invading in this child's space, which they might actually need. Like anataka kuongea na wewe, they need to understand, and you need to make them understand without rushing into something new in their life while they're still confused about what happened.
So you as a single mom, Joby, for example, and you're going through the dating process, do you introduce every partner to your kids?
Not every partner.
Because you see, when the relationship is new, everything is promising.
Yeah.
But do you set like a time limit where, like, if I'm with this person for at least 4 years, then maybe
at this point, like, especially as a single mom, I'm not trying to date around. Okay, that's I think one of the things that also single women don't understand. Like, you're outside there just roaming around because you're trying to find someone who's gonna settle not just with you, because I think most of the single women settle on the kids' needs first. Like, where can mtu atachungwa aje? Get how heavy is this man's financial ability? Is he able to take care of me and my kid? Then fine, I'm ready and willing to become a wife. So I believe single women should not be just rushing around into relationships,
spreading their legs around.
Yeah, you should not be doing that. I believe this actually even very effective to your child. And kuna kitu inaitangwa chira.
What is that?
Chira. If you go back to what we began with, the conversation tribalistically, Luyas and Luo believe, and I believe it's also true without it being a chira, the way I know it. You should not, as a woman, as a parent of a newborn baby or a kid who's still young, don't roam around. If you can't touch the baby, actually mtu as a daddy. Yeah, it's very effective to the kid, because you guys, sex is energy.
Even actually not just the woman but the father as well. You see, before your child is a year old, you shouldn't have extramarital affairs and come hold the baby. The same thing with the woman while she's breastfeeding and the baby, whatever. She shouldn't be moving around with people that are not the father of the child. because apparently what she says, and I was told this, and apparently it kinda applies.
It does.
There's a lady that told us that her sister lost her daughter like that because she was moving around.
Yeah, they get sick. Like
So the daughter got sick and just died
Yeah, like even
before she
anyone
was
from
6 months
outside.
old.
What?
Not just even your husband or your
Yeah.
anyone from outside. You should not allow anyone from outside.
True.
If your kid is very young, spend them to work or just
Yo, but
anyone.
yeah, that one, yeah.
Don't.
Sijui anashikwa na huyu,
Yeah,
huyu
don't.
anamkiss,
You don't know where people
huyu
are
ana-
coming from, which routes
energy-wise,
they exactly.
the intentions they have.
Yeah, with the kids.
Anaweza kuwa amekaa mkuona mtoi but
Intentions ni mbaya.
Yeah,
So
true.
that's what I'm saying. Personally, I believe single women should not be rushing into relationships in and out. You're trying to find a man who can settle with you and your kid, because you as a woman, you know intentionally you're doing this because you just need a man who's gonna take you in and your baby.
Okay,
So
so what if you're dating for dating, like you're already handling your kids, like you're not looking for someone to be like, yo, by there, you know, I have kids and I expect you, like you've separated.
let me explain.
Yeah.
So with that being understood, that you're a single mom,
Yeah.
don't roam around. Who are you trying to find out? I think you should
No,
be
all
very
I'm saying is
intentional.
this. All I'm saying is this.
Mhm.
You see, when you start dating someone,
Mhm.
you can't really tell.
Yeah.
However much you hope and pray
Yeah.
that this is the one,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
you can't really tell. So let's say after 3 years, it ends badly with this guy. That means you won't date again.
Yeah.
So when you start dating again, you also still can't tell, even if you took a 2-year gap. You start dating again, and this one feels like this is the one. But then after 6 months, something happens. So all I'm saying is, while you're going through these motions, are you introducing them to your kids?
Well, I think I'll try the first one, because 3 years is quite a long gap, and also a short gap. And I believe 3 years, there's no you're just gonna be nowhere, or this man is not gonna realize, because you started with honesty.
Yeah,
If you go back to
ulimwambia,
you started with
ulimwambia.
honesty, you have a kid.
Yeah.
So definitely he's gonna maybe be interested in meeting the kid, create a relationship and all that. So I believe
And then you
personally,
break up. So the second one, do you introduce them?
no, the second one, I think if I introduce them maybe as a friend, a co-workmate, and
What?
this has to sit well with them.
Co-workmate.
Listen, this has to sit well with them.
Yeah.
I have my own reasons.
Yeah.
First thing again, when you're going to a relationship, because I've seen this, single moms, you just get into a relationship because you wanna please a man, then you forget again the kid. Okay?
True.
So like yes, the first one you introduced them, it didn't work out. The second one, I believe the reason why you should come as a friend is because you don't want to keep on making this because I think personally I had that.
Changing these
Yeah,
people.
I really did. I kind of had that some period of when my mom was divorced from my dad. I think she kind of went through that. I was introduced to a few people. I'm like, okay. But before me coming to understand, like, it took time. You know, it really took time. So
I wanna
it is not cool. Don't until you're sure and until
Okay.
this man has given you assurance. Yeah.
So
His
while
assurance of you say to him like you guys are together, you're willing to get pregnant by him, is willing to, you guys have been now extending the family.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
so
about.
while I was in Anyang Nyongo's
Backyard.
backyard, we met a certain lady, and she told us a very sad story. She was 25, and she was like, the first time she ever gave a man fellatio, she was 9.
Was it a relative?
No, it was a friend of her sister's who was like 10 years older.
So he was abused.
So as the way she puts it is, so the guy he was a friend of her sister's, he will pull up. So this day he pulls up and she's by herself. And, you know, apparently she had started developing early. You get? And as she put it, she liked the dude.
How much? older was
10 years.
10 years, so the girl was 19.
Yeah,
Sick ass, man.
you know. And he came up to her and asked her if she loves him. And she said yes. So he took off his pants and put his whatever in her mouth. And he did that like 3 times. Like he pulled up and she said no. And I asked her something like, did that even register to you as molestation? And she was like, no.
She enjoyed it.
Actually,
She was.
when he moved, she missed it so much she started touching her classmates, the boys. You know, and it comes back to today's topic. You get the minute you sexualize a child at that age, okay?
It's not really sexualization.
Yes, you have
You're introducing.
you have stolen her innocence.
You're
and
introducing
it
her
is
to different partners.
no. You've introduced
The
her
19-year-old.
Yeah, I get that, but how is that connected?
to this. So, the minute you sexualize a young girl at that age, and they go through puberty with a perception of this is what I should offer a man. Okay. She has 3 kids now. She lost her virginity at 11. She had her first child at 14.
How old is she now?
25 with 3 kids. 2 abortions. 3 miscarriages.
What?
Okay? As in,
Yo, just allow me to let this off.
yeah?
You saw this, one of these trash TV reality shows of chicks
Yeah.
in a Christian rock, and this shorty was like, she aborted twins. I'm not sure you've seen that clip, and one of the shorties was like, damn, double homicide.
I think I've seen it. I think I've seen it.
Moving on.
But yeah, the thing is,
Yo, that's crazy, bro.
yeah.
But you see, it's not her fault.
Yeah, but
It's the 19-year-old.
yeah, he sexualized her
Yeah.
before she
Mapema.
even went, just as she was starting puberty. Because hers registered early, she had developed some hips and tits. Okay, early enough. He took advantage of that and twisted her mental makeup.
Yo, but for context,
Yeah.
by 19, umemaliza from 4 last year.
Mm-hmm.
This is a child who's in class 3.
You think they care?
Yo, how do you even get aroused enough?
We live in a world of perverts, bro.
After my uncle trying to rape me, we had cowboy. Tunaitwa cowboy. Hao wanakujanga. Tunaitwa ma cowboy.
Wanakujaga?
Shamba boys. Sorry.
Shamba
Cowboy.
Joby
Texas
was living in the
Hold'em.
wild wild west, Texas Hold'em.
Come on.
Joby was out here with the Texas Walker.
So I was left alone with him. Kwa
Home.
Boma. Yeah. I
How
was
old are you?
class 2.
How old are they?
He was
Mzee.
big. He was big. From I can remember alikuwa na big body kubwa. Like
Or was he like a
I mean,
boy?
alikuwa
No, he was
msewa.
someone mwenye amemaliza shule.
He was a hard
Someone
man.
amemaliza shule.
Shule like class 8 and
Form 4.
Okay.
Yeah,
Herds.
he was a shamba boy.
Hard.
Shamba boy ni shamba boy.
Shamba
Yes,
man.
I
Herds
guess I
man.
read as young.
No,
Yeah, they-
kuna
yeah.
wenye huko hivi.
Yeah, like at
Watu
14.
waocha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He had finished high school. So I was left with him. Then I was doing dishes. Jikoni in this
So
is a
class 2
hat.
you were like class 8. You were 8 years old.
Yeah, class 2. So najuzi jikoni za ushagosi zinakwanga za hat, nini, whatever. So I was cooking githeri, washing
Come on.
dishes,
At the same
and then
time, at 8 years old.
he's
Multitasking.
He's out.
Super Joe B.
He's sleeping out. Now used to be
Next.
walikuwa wanajengewa
Yeah.
kwa hiyo nini, the same house but a different room.
Yeah.
So this guy came, grabbed me from behind, then pushed me to his bed. The next minute, I don't know, but I don't know, a very distant cousin came from nowhere. Then akaniachilia.
Hey, angels, your angels were overworking.
A very distant cousin. Shout out to Motiso.
What?
Don't say.
And I wasn't even going to. But this is something I feel like as men we should be really aware of. Okay? And we should
be ready to call it out.
I don't know anything. That's after my uncle.
How many women do you know that have been sexually harassed before they were of age?
Too many, bro.
Probably
Probably
every
all of
one
them.
that you know.
Yeah, probably all of them.
Okay? And it's probably by people that you know.
Mm.
Probably your sister was harassed or even molested by your uncle
Or cousin.
or your cousin or even your own father. But she sits there and you wonder why she has attitude towards your dad, towards your
family.
uncle, towards your family.
Yeah.
And you judge her. But you've not walked in her shoes. You've not seen the animosity she's seen in these people. And I feel like,
Now
as
that I
you
think
were
of it,
saying,
yeah.
men, apart from just the urban men, we walk this world very privileged.
Yeah, very, bro.
Very, very privileged.
Very,
Because
very.
if I'm walking out at 3, sijaifikiria ati yo naweza repiwa.
The only thing do ni inaweza
Maybe wanibie
Kutoka
simu.
tenje.
Yeah. Ukinitoka tenje, that is the worst you can do to me.
But you never look- you never look-
kaduke tu.
you never look at yourself in the mirror at the outfit and you're like, hey, he says it.
Si- Bana.
You know how the chicks are gonna call me.
Bana. But I wish chicks would cut call, by the way.
Hey, sema hivyo alafu upatane na unajua mbogia mademu wewe. Sema hivyo upatane na 12 chicks.
Tadedi, bro.
Wamechapa
wapi?
Long Island tatu wote.
Tadedi.
Wote wanakuambia kinembe inakaa hivi.
Wewe.
Sasa kinembe inafanya hivi tu.
Unaona
Kinembe
gani hadi
inafanya.
walking style inapotea.
But, eh,
Tukaanza gani?
like
Focus.
cheki uko like yo ude ni wangapi wameongea like ni wangapi wapo hivyo wana ni aje oh man, you know, if they actually did that, like if they actually did that, it would be so hard to walk around. But yeah, as we are 6 minutes to the end of the show, and I feel like we should take this time, instead of even focusing on what we were talking about, to highlight the situation of women and how they live in a world full
Yo,
of fear.
listen, now that I actually think of it,
Yeah.
every shorty I know,
Mm-hmm.
every shorty
Yeah.
has gone through some abuse.
Yeah.
I'm not saying rape.
Abuse.
A significant amount of them have gone through rape.
Are you your sister's
But
keeper?
Abuse, bruv.
Yeah.
Fondling,
100%.
groping,
100%.
unafosiwa unyamaze, you're a
100%.
child.
Most of these girls
Yo.
go through that in schools with their teachers.
With their and then, so here's the thing I hate the most.
Yeah.
You see, one of the purest forms of, let me say love,
Mm-hmm.
is when a young girl admires and looks up to an older man.
Yeah.
Like, it's so pure. It's,
Very.
You know, like,
Protector.
yeah, like she's free around him, but not in a sexual way.
Yeah.
But most
She
men,
feels safe.
most men look at that, and they're like, ah.
I swear it's true. Because I remember
Predatory.
with that distant uncle of mine, that was
The relationship.
yeah, because he was the person I could laugh with, because my
You
mom was
see.
not around, and was the person who were hugging me when I was crying when my mom left me Ocha. You know, so he created that bond relationship with me, and I really trusted him. Because the people I was staying with, they were abusing me as well. Nilikuwa napigwa, like I was really, really, really beaten all the time. I'm always just beaten, you know. So it broke me, being honest, because
Of course.
I don't look at that man the same anymore. Even every time I go home, when he meets me, atasema hi, but he'll not want to be in my eyes. Someone like after that, he will not be in my eyes like after that, because he knows what he did.
Yeah. and this is why as we should actually actively ask our sisters, daughters, and all the female relatives and friends around us, have you been exposed to
Utastuka.
any
Hey, utastuka, bro.
abuse this week? Who abused you? How can we correct that in society? Because you see, the longer we let this continue sleep, the longer we let, I think, oh, I was abused 10 years ago, that's when it becomes a story. But if she can tell Jana, HR, huyu beshte yako uliniacha na yeye mimi sizi yako mdogo, umse alinishikashika, sawa, you take action then there.
Because now me,
They
one
should
thing-
feel secure
one thing
to
I
do
hate-
so.
One thing I hate is when we're just guys,
Yeah.
and one of the homies just does something out of pocket.
Ah,
That
Z,
touches at you.
wapi. Bro, get the hell out.
No, but that's what happens.
Ah, no.
Guys will just be like, he's one of father to za HR.
Ah, Z.
Awe unajua HR zikishika, hiyo sumbua tu wase.
Shout out to Alpine Adventure Safaris. And as we say this, take action. Because these are things that we should look to eradicate with our generation, with the Gen Z generation. Don't let your kids go through the same issues you went through. Like, where is the growth in us? Where is the growth in making sure that if you raise kids that aren't yours, you make sure your son doesn't? Where is the growth that if you as a mother made sure that your kids were raised by a man who doesn't know siwake, teach your daughters not to be like you, instead of teaching them to be like you. Actually correct your mistake within your own lifetime. Do not let it pass along and live past you. Correct it. Realize your mistakes. And this is where growth comes in, when you hold yourself accountable.
Shadow work, bana.
Shadow work. Hold yourself accountable. No, here I didn't do right, but I shall do better. Okay? Because sometimes it's beyond you. Sometimes it's circumstances. And we're not talking about the molestation here. We're talking about, because it's basically molestation and fondling. I don't see a difference. If you grab
It's
a titty
abuse,
now,
bana.
yeah,
It is abuse.
it is abuse.
Yeah.
And if you let that
Just call it out when
first,
you see it.
is call it out.
And you see, it doesn't have to be at the rape. Because you see guys, you see, lakini alikudini.
Fondling is molestation.
You know.
I don't know.
But we'll be in the club, you see your homie spank a shit. Like, bro, what are
Man,
you
bro.
Ati waiter.
What are
Let me
you
tell
doing?
you,
At the
and then
hostess.
if women react, wanaanza kutukanana. Let me tell you, it's so
Yeah.
weak of you as a man. You are a weak ass man, and I'm not even scared to say that. May I confront you because you're touching me and I'm uncomfortable about it? It is uncomfortable.
You
Trust
know
me.
who's weaker than him?
Man,
His friends around him who are watching this. Now, Mr. Tucci.
being a woman, I'll say it with passion. Every time I speak about rape, trust me, my mind goes back to attempts that I escaped. And the trauma makes me feel super, super crazy because it's the uncomfortability. It is it's disgusting. Like mtutu, it is so disgusting. And I believe something should be done about this. Also, our system is very dumb asleep about this. But I've seen, shout out to Esther Pasaris. I've
abusers.
seen she's taken the motion of hashtag femicide, but not really the case. I believe it should be more of where women should be looked after, where women, like you said, should stop living in fear.
Yeah, because you
Starting
see.
from students, starting from to teenagers, to people walking in the streets, me walking at night. I should be comfortable, you know. I should be able to enjoy my country and my environment. But it's so sad we have to walk being scared.
And you see, even from NZSA FGM, it just shows the discrimination against women, where men feel a woman doesn't need control over her own sexuality. Because that's what FGM is.
Yep.
You're chucking the bin. And you're like, who you tutoe hii ndio asirande rande. So you feel she should not be in control of her own body, her own sexuality, her own choices.
Yeah.
Which is nuts, man.
Yeah.
You know, so like as men we should be the safe keepers. Like
Yeah.
a woman should feel safe around you. And whether or not you find her attractive or not,
Mm-hmm.
just if she's not on the same vibe with you, leave it at that.
Go. Leave. Don't force yourself on her.
Leave it at that, bro.
Period.
But yeah,
As guys here know, they're like, oh, ngata.
Bana.
Umenikata leo.
Chwa. But yeah,
Better, man.
let's do better. Let's do way better as men.
Yeah.
Let's be the caretakers of our sisters, and let's actually look out for the other gender. Okay? And what are your closing remarks on this topic for today?
Let's do better, man.
Yeah?
Let's do better.
Period.
Yeah, and if you're out here raising kids that aren't yours, and you know, shout out to you.
Shout out to you.
If you're out here being a responsible father for kids that you didn't have to sire, shout out to you.
And if you don't know,
If you don't know, find out. Don't live in the dark just to feel safe. The truth shall set you free. And feel free to tell us in the comments below on our YouTube, what would you do if you came to find out that the girl that you love and married has not even given you one child? All the three that you have come from elsewhere. What would you do? And you as a woman, what will you do if your man found out that you've lied to him all these years? How would you mitigate the situation? Okay?
gaslighting.
This has been the Black Kings Frequency on the Black Hole Fire Network, the media of the 21st century. Okay? Brought to you by the one and only Camlish. You can catch us on Tuesday and Thursdays from
3 p.m., 4 p.m. Where were
4 p.m. to 6 p.m.
4 p.m. to 6 p.m. And keep it tuned right here. Tell your friends to tell their friends, and check out all the previous episodes of the Black Kings Frequency on YouTube. Till next week, ciao.
Cheers.